Hello and welcome to the Spargur Yarn Crafts channel. My name is Spargur. This is episode 56. I don't know if I'm going to call this part 3 because Knitcrate has never really been part of the podcast, but because of the schedule, maybe it's part 3. Anyway, we're unbagging some Knitcrate, and this is the June 2020 Knitcrate. It did come a little late, and that's okay, but I've also had it for like a week and a half, and just because of when I film my podcast, it hasn't gone up yet. Okay, so if you are unfamiliar with Knitcrate, it is a subscription service for luxury dyed yarns. It is, in my opinion, a very great price of $25.99 a month. If you want to learn even more about it, there's a link in the video description box below where you can go and check that out. I just kind of want to show you what I received. I'm going to talk a little bit about this month and then kind of my overall thoughts about the company and the product as a whole. So I do receive 2 crates. They have 2 crates right now. And so I received the regular membership crate. I received that one for free as an affiliate. And but all of the opinions are my own, but I do receive this for free. And then I personally pay for the sock crate. That is $19.95 a month for 1 skein of fingering weight yarn. Everything that's included is membership crate. You get 2 skeins of yarn, you get 4 patterns, and you get 1 extra plus free shipping for $25.99. I think it's a great value. Very much worth it in my opinion. For the sock crate, you're paying $19.95 for 1 skein of sock weight yarn, but you're also getting 4 patterns and an extra. So I want to get started with this month's theme was called Getaway. Sensory delight awaits on every horizon. Rich spices and strong painted hues mingle with softer clay, stone, and alabaster. The yarns and patterns in your Knitcrate membership or sock crate membership will whisk you off on a dreamy yarn getaway. They also paired with Tony Lipsy of TL Yarn Crafts. I actually love Tony Lipsy. I've done a few of her patterns, especially the Bronwyn shawl when I started using Furls crochet hooks. Absolutely love her. Her channel is wonderful. Go check it out. She's also a crocheter of color, and she does a lot of Tunisian stuff, so if you love Tunisian crochet, Tony Lipsy is a designer for you. She's amazing, but that's who they teamed up with. And so because they were teaming up with a crocheter, I kind of knew what to expect in terms of the yarn, because I kind of understand Tony in terms of what she likes in a yarn, so I kind of knew where they were going to be going, so I didn't look at the preview for this. And so this is the yarn. Absolutely gorgeous. It is a chain ply that you can see there. And I knew that was going to happen. She hates yarn that splits. She loves chain ply yarns. She thinks they're incredible to crochet. So I kind of knew they'd be going in this direction. This is from their Audine's Wool, or Audine Wool's brand. It's called Interlock chain ply. The colorway is Haze. It is 34% cotton, 35% linen, 19% lyocell, 11% nylon. It is 351 yards for 100 grams. So this is probably sport weight. I'd say this is a sport weight yarn. But Haze, H-A-Z-E, that is the colorway. There are 2 skeins of this in the package. I actually really love purples. Purples are my favorite color. I am not a fan of this blend, but I'm really not a fan of plant fibers. They're not very stretchy, but this is actually very soft, and you can machine wash it, which is something that I love. I love when you can machine wash. And I haven't worked with chain plies yet. I have several of them in my stash, I just haven't worked with them yet. So I'm kind of saving my opinion on the usability of the yarn until I actually get around to using it. So this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to use, and I'm kind of excited. Again, I love purple. Purple is probably my favorite color. So I have to say I'm actually kind of impressed with this. I like the yarn here. And the extra, which was kind of a surprise, is their needles, pins. The only thing that's a little upsetting to me is that 2 of them in the back here are broken, which is a little scary. But other than that, because I do a lot of sewing, these actually are kind of handy. So I'm not really mad about it. I'll just throw out it looks like all of the red ones are broken. So I'll just toss out the red ones. I'm not really that upset about it. I have plenty of other pins as well. But these are going to actually come in really handy. So I know... I dropped the bag. I know this may not come in handy for a lot of people, or you may use them for blocking or whatever else, which is probably what these were intended for, is blocking. I'm sorry, my nose, it's really dry here. And I've got a fan on because I'm in my garage and it is hot. Yeah, I don't know if a lot of other people will find this handy, but I certainly will. So this is a plus for me. So for the sock crate, I'm actually surprised because they still technically worked with Tony, even on the sock crate. But this is the colorway I got for the sock crate. I actually kind of like it. I like the tonal. This is from the Vitellana Ambient Sock. This is colorway Sizzling Sunset. It is 80% Peruvian Highland wool, 20% nylon. Fingering weight, 400 yards for 100 grams. Hand wash only, lay flat to dry. So it's not incredibly soft. Peruvian Highland wool doesn't tend to be. Peruvian Highland wool is not my favorite. Here's the other thing. This feels a little light. Knitcrate yarns, and I talked about this when I got the bear yarns. Knitcrate fingering weight yarns are usually they're underweight. And I can tell that by the fact that they come in around 400 yards. And I didn't have a weight on me at the time. So if you go back and watch the one where it was the bear yarn, I think that was May. I think it was May. No. Yes. I think it was the May crate. It was the bear yarn. And I said that I knew, one, they were a little short, but it just felt a little underweight. I ended up dyeing them in my dyeing vlog. Well, later, I actually did go and weigh those skeins, and they came in at 94 grams. They were not 100 grams. So that's something that is a little bit of a problem for me, is I don't like their fingering weight bases because they tend to come in a little short. I'm actually going to grab my scale. And I'm going to weigh this and see what weight this skein comes in at. Because again, 400 yards for fingering weight to me for 100 grams just seems short. Now, I'm not familiar with this base in a fingering weight yarn, but typically you're going to come in somewhere between 415 and 437 yards for 100 grams. So 400 yards for 100 grams to me just seems a little low. So let's see. Give it a second to tear. Can I fit this? I'm going to figure out how to fit this on the scale so it's not hanging off or being influenced any other way. Okay, so this one's actually coming in at 102 grams. Almost exactly. Okay. So, that is most likely because of the content of this yarn. And if that's the case, then you got a little bit more than what you asked for. They gave you the yardage instead of the weight, which is fine. So that means you definitely got what you paid for. But I know that that's not the case for all of their fingering weight yarns. But this is pretty. I'm not going to use it for socks. I'm definitely not going to put Peruvian Highland wool on my feet. But I might put it in a hat. Or I don't know. I don't know what I'll use this for. Do I ever know what I'm going to use it for? It's going to sit on my shelf for a year. Anyway, okay, so that was the yarn. They're sending out postcards right now because they can't do little booklets. It's the extra. This is the extra. kind of rolling my eyes at this. It's a mushroom. Does this serve a purpose? Is it a... What is this? Is this just a mushroom? If this is just a mushroom... Okay. So, Knitcrate as a whole. I've probably received about 40 Knitcrates since I became an affiliate. I am at about 38 out of 40 right now. The Bare Yarn crate, that was a total failure to me. I think that one was awful, and I hope they never do that again. Not too thrilled with this one. I don't know why. It just seems like they're using cheaper bases, and they're kind of... I know the pandemic is causing problems. I know it's creating issues. I know getting the yarn in. I know there's shipping problems. I know there's packing problems. I know there's warehouse issues because you can only have so many people. I get it. I get that. What is this? What is its purpose? Why? There are so many... Throw some flipping stitch markers in the bag if you don't have anything else to send. I could always use more stitch markers. I have 1,500. I will take more. This is... unless there is a purpose to this that I am missing, this makes me angry. Why? You couldn't have found anything better, like, oh, well, we promised them an extra. Just go to the toy store and buy some 50-cent thing to throw in the bag. No! Go buy 1,000 pieces, buy some charm packs and a bunch of gourd pins, and make some crappy, boring stitch markers and throw them in the bag, because at least those are useful. What is this? Okay, so, again, I'm 38 out of 40. This has always been an extremely positive product for me until the pandemic. I'm gonna hold on for a while and kind of see where this goes, because I'm typically pretty happy with the yarn. It's the extras that annoy me to no end. So typically I'm pretty happy with the yarn. So I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna keep getting my sock crate. With that, I'm gonna try and start doing larger projects so that I don't just have all this fingering weight yarn sitting on my shelf. But it's extras like this that annoy me to no end. Like, you could have put a little bit more thought into that. I'm sorry. I would rather not have an extra than get something stupid. Just communicate. Communicate. I don't want to end it on a negative note. I love the product. The yarn is worth it. I think the double down deals that you get at the month where you're getting 60% off, you know, their leftover product, I think those deals are great. I've used it a couple times. I can get some beautiful skeins of yarn for like $12 a piece. I think it's a great deal. There's a lot of really cool ways to earn rewards and free crates, and there's just a lot of really cool things that you can do with it. And so the last 2 months may have sucked, but the last 2 months were also, you know, in the middle of the coronavirus. So I can't base my entire idea of the overall product just on the last 2 months, because I don't think that's fair. Everyone's kind of suffering in one way or another right now. So while I'm not thrilled with this month's, I am happy with at least the yarn, and I do actually like the pins for my sewing, so I'm not going to get mad about that. So yeah, tune in tomorrow to see some sewing updates, and tune in on Friday to see my life updates, which are not yarn related. And thank you for tuning in for the Knitcrate. Again, if you want to learn more, there's a link in the video description box below. Head over, see what they've got. See, sometimes they've got some deals going on. So go over there, check it out, see if you like it. If you haven't subscribed, think about it. Maybe, you know, put it on kind of your wish list for next year or something like that. But thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again here soon on the Spargur Yarn Crafts channel. Thanks. Bye.